You talked about the new Deontay Wilder. We've seen some of the pad work, the weightlifting, the shadow boxing. We haven't seen the sparring though, and I think that's one question a lot of people have: is how is all the work you put in with Malik translated to sparring? Is there anything you can share with us?
Well, no, Spartan has been amazing. You, I put it like this, without giving out too much. Man, let me see how. Sparring's have been great, man. I don't, I can't say names, but just know it's been a lot of drops. There's been a lot of people on the canvas. Okay. I'll put it like that. There's been a lot of people on the canvas, and I made a lot of believers. One thing about it, I love getting new faces that come in, because when the new faces come in, they only know of what they've heard of you and what, the world put out of you, and everybody always try to put me out in a bad light and all this, because I'm confident in what I can do. I'm confident in myself, and a lot of people take it as being cocky and everything. No, you got to believe in yourself. You got to be confident in yourself, especially in a sport like boxing, where you got another guy that's trying to take your head off. This is a life or death sport. And I don't care what nobody say, man. Is nothing safe about boxing. Even a doctor would tell you that. One of the top doctors in the world would tell you nothing is safe about getting hit in the head. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For 12 rounds, nothing. Because for one, the head is not designed to be hit in the first place. Your brain is not meant to be shooken up like that. And you getting punched like that, is nothing cool about it. But at the same time, we signed up for this. I love boxing. I love it because I signed up for it. So with that being said, I know the dangers of it, and I know the repercussions and the consequences that come behind it if you don't apply the right things to it. So that's why my body has gotten right. My mind is right. We're doing all the right things, man. And I think the world's going to see a different me. It ain't so much of what Malik has taught me. It's just so much of what I've already known that he's brought out of me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, when they see me, they're going to be like, oh, Malik taught him this. And Malik will tell you himself. He's like, it ain't nothing I taught, bro. It's just what I've been able to bring out of him that my previous trainers couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Because with Malik, he can bring the best out of me. The things that I know how to do, he just brings it out even more, and just applying it to sparring, just applying it to certain things. Because a lot of people always say, well, anyone can look good on mitts. That's false. Everybody can't look good on mitts. You have to be able to do a certain thing. You have to be able to have a certain stamina, a certain skill. You have to be able to be coordinated, you know what I'm saying, to be able to hit the mitts and stuff like that. I done seen many people hit the mitts, and I tell you, some people you can be like, you can just give up boxing right now, the way you looking with these mitts. So, that's not true, So we work very hard. A lot of people going to discredit and a lot of people going to give credit. But we don't worry about the naysayers. I'm all about peace. I'm all about love. Of course, I have to speak violent. I have to have a violent mindset within the business that I'm in. But outside of this business, I'm one of the best guy a person will ever want to know.
That was Deontay Wilder having a discussion on the PBC podcast on how sparring and preparation been in this camp, where Deontay Wilder did not say too much. However, he did reveal there have been bodies dropping in sparring in preparation for Tyson Fury Trilogy, which is contrary to what Tyson Fury is going through of getting beat up and knocked out in sparring in preparation for this fight without his magic gloves. On one hand, you have Wilder putting sparring partners to sleep. On the other hand, you have Tyson Fury getting slept, which is why he had to pull Cap 19 and even changed his sparring partners afterwards. No more Anderson, that's for sure. With that being stated, up to this point, it have been a mystery to who Deontay Wilder have been sparring with. Obviously, Wilder never revealed who he brought into the camp to mimic Tyson Fury. Nevertheless, leaks have came out of who Deontay Wilder may be sparring. One of Deontay Wilder's sparring partners is for sure Robert Helenius. I mean, he's the perfect fit to prepare for Tyson Fury. He's exactly Tyson Fury height, has similar reach, and he has skill as well. Even more power than Tyson Fury. So this was definitely a great pick. For the people that don't know Robert Helenius, he's actually coming off a huge upset win where he managed to stop Adam Kovneski. Also, another sparring partner is Stephen Shore. The third sparring partner, who's 6'7", is Daniel Martz. Now, that's all we know at this moment in time. There's most likely more sparring partners. Nevertheless, these are a great selection of sparring partners to prepare Deontay Wilder for the Tyson Fury Trilogy. Furthermore, if Deontay Wilder could implement what he's displaying on the mitts with Malik Scott, then come October 9th, it will be Tyson Fury grave. At this moment in time, we know 100% Deontay Wilder is physically able and capable of doing everything he's displaying. The only question now is mental. Can Deontay Wilder control his emotion, knowing he's fighting the man that cheated him, lied on his name, and committed the ultimate dirt? So if Deontay Wilder is able to fight surgical instead of emotional, then he will be the most dangerous man on the planet. And to all you Tyson Fury fans, aka Deontay Wilder haters, you guys don't have to believe me. You guys can believe whatever you want to believe. However, would you guys believe Tyson Fury if he said it? That's a rhetorical question.
Can't beat everybody else in the division with one hand tied behind his back, because I do believe he's the most dangerous. Even including myself, he's more dangerous than I'll ever know how to be. Deontay Wilder is the most dangerous fighter on this planet. All weights, doesn't matter. Wilder's the danger man of them all.
Deontay Wilder is turning to the most dangerous man on the planet. He's no longer desperately looking for that one-hitter quitter. Instead, he's now setting up that one-hitter quitter. And what makes him even more deadly, even Wilder's setup punches are knockout punches, which I'm gonna dive deeper on that in a little bit. For the meantime, let's talk about Wilder's arsenal. You see Wilder varying his jab. You see Wilder snapping his jab. A few moments later, he's throwing a stiff jab, a powerful jab that will stop anyone in his tracks. I'm pretty sure Wilder's stiff power jab is like a right hand. Then you see Wilder throwing a setup jab for a combination, or his devastating right hand. You also see Wilder throwing feints to read his opponent movement, see what he's gonna do next, see what's on his mind, buy some time, buy some space. See, we already know for a fact, physically, Deontay Wilder is capable of doing everything he's displaying. So the last step now is to understand when to utilize every single weapon from Wilder's toolbox that he's more than capable of doing. The understanding when to throw a snappy jab and not commit, or a stiff jab and actually commit, a setup jab. The understanding is everything. And I think Malik Scott is doing a brilliant, great job of getting Deontay Wilder to understand when to utilize every single tool from his toolbox. I mean, we seen Deontay Wilder throw combinations to the head and to the body, jabs to the head and to the body, double jab to the head, a Floyd Mayweather stiff jab to the body, right hands to the body to set up right hands upstairs. And on Deontay Wilder's last training video, I seen Deontay Wilder throw a counter combination to the body where he's more than capable of breaking Tyson Fury ribs if he lands that during a fight. We have seen Deontay Wilder working the inside, chopping the tree down to the body. And the last thing to do is prepare for Tyson Fury dirty tactics by taking a page out of Errol Spence' book. If Tyson Fury pulls Deontay Wilder head down, Wilder needs to throw a powerful body shot. So when Fury pulls Wilder head down, that body shot will land on Tyson Fury cojones. And we know for a fact, Tyson Fury without cheating is like a fighter without his cojones. That's why Fury have been running for the past 2 years to this day. So we shall see October 9th if Tyson Fury finds his cojones somewhere. Because if Tyson Fury is a no-show again, that will prove even to the doubters, the haters, the unbelievers, Tyson Fury cheated 1,000,000,000%. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi, TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.